Hey guys, tonight we're diving into something deliciously visual: colors that make men notice older women instantly. The kind of colors that make heads turn, conversations pause, and someone say, "Wait, who is she?" Yeah, we're talking color psychology, attraction, and a little bit of quiet power. This isn't just about throwing on a red dress and hoping for the best. It's about knowing why certain shades make people pay attention and how yes, you can use that to your advantage. You might laugh, maybe raise an eyebrow, and definitely rethink at least one outfit in your closet. But by the end of tonight, color won't just be something you wear, it'll be something you command. So, before you get comfortable, take a moment to like the video and subscribe. But only if you genuinely enjoy what I do here. And hey, drop a comment with your local time and where you're watching from. I always love seeing how far this little corner of the internet can reach. Now, dim the lights, maybe turn on a fan for that soft background hum, and let's ease into tonight's journey together. You step outside just as the sun dips behind the trees. The streetlights blink to life, casting that golden hour glow across your skin. Maybe your hair's not as dark as it used to be. Maybe there's a softness to your silhouette that wasn't there 10 years ago. But you don't feel older. Tonight, you feel alive. And then you put on the red dress. Not candy apple red, not teen at prom red. A deeper, richer red. Think Italian wine in a crystal glass, velvet, confident, certain, and just like that, eyes are on you. In a fascinating psychology study back in 2008, men were shown photos of women wearing different colors. The verdict? Red consistently made women appear more attractive, regardless of age. The twist? Most men had no idea that color was influencing them. That's how red works. It doesn't shout. It pulls. It tugs at something primal somewhere between passion and attention. But when an older woman wears red, it stops being flirty. It becomes a statement. I know who I am. Marilyn Monroe once said, "Give a girl the right shoes, and she can conquer the world." Well, give her the right shade of red, and the world stares in silence. The funny part? You could be in the grocery store, hair in a clip, sneakers on, casually checking avocados, and someone will still slow their cart just to get a better look. Why? Because of that cozy red sweater you threw on last minute. Yep, that's it. Here's the secret. Attraction at your age doesn't come from trying to look younger. It comes from owning your presence. And red? Red is the color of unapologetic presence. Experts still argue about whether red's effect comes from biology or cultural conditioning. But honestly, do you care? All you need to know is, it works. You've seen it in the way a barista remembers you as that woman in red. You've felt it when someone stops mid-sentence to ask, "Sorry, where did you get that dress?" Red, especially when paired with your skin tone, lighting, and that look you choose to give, isn't just a color. It's a language. And you speak it fluently. Here's a fun fact. In the animal kingdom, red is often a signal of maturity and readiness. Like in rhesus monkeys, where females display red skin to attract mates. In humans, red isn't just sexy, it's powerful, it's assertive. It says, "I walk into this room because I belong here." Ever worn red to a meeting? Or on a date? People sit straighter. They listen longer, and if a man's in that room, he's remembering you way longer than he'll admit. It's ironic, isn't it? We grow up thinking red is for the bold and the reckless. But as it turns out, real rebellion comes with age. When you wear red, not to impress, but just because you feel like it. It's like ordering a spicy cocktail on a quiet Tuesday night. No one expects it, but it feels so right. So next time you're choosing between the safe beige blouse and that daring wine-colored dress, choose the one that lets the world see you. And don't be surprised if someone finds an excuse to ask you the time, even though they're clearly wearing a watch. Red makes people forget the clock. You're standing near a window, the soft morning light creeping in, brushing across your face and catching the edge of your outfit. A deep, rich blue. Not navy, not denim. Something more royal, regal, and somehow it makes you feel a little taller. Like you could command a room just by existing in it. That's not a coincidence. That's royal blue. Men notice it often without knowing why. There's a reason why ancient queens wore blue robes, why velvet curtains in palaces were drenched in this hue, and why it still holds the room centuries later. Royal blue isn't loud like red. It doesn't need to be. It whispers authority. It breathes elegance. It says, "I've been through storms and came out polished." You walk into a space wearing royal blue, and something shifts. It's not that everyone stares, it's that they take you seriously, instinctively, like you might know the answer to a question they haven't even asked yet. Here's the weird thing. Studies in color psychology show that blue increases perceived trustworthiness. Banks use it. Politicians wear it. Hospitals paint walls with it. But when an older woman wears royal blue, it levels up. It's not just safe or calm. It's wise, controlled, unapologetically poised. And let's be honest, it also looks ridiculously good on almost every skin tone, whether you're porcelain fair or golden tan, silver-haired or strawberry blonde. Royal blue just gets you. Like the best kind of lighting that follows you around all day. You might remember that photo of Princess Diana in her electric blue suit, or Michelle Obama at that one gala where she didn't say much, but the dress said everything. It's that kind of energy. There's something captivating about a woman who no longer dresses to impress, but dresses to reflect who she actually is. And when that woman walks into a room in royal blue, every guy, whether he's 25 or 55, feels the shift. He may not verbalize it. He may not even know why. But something in his brain goes, pay attention. It's like when your favorite song from high school randomly plays at the grocery store. Your body reacts before your brain catches up. That's what this shade of blue does. It triggers familiarity, trust, curiosity, and if we're being real, a little intimidation. Not in a she's scary way, in a I need to step up my game way. Now here's a quirky fact. During the Renaissance, the pigment ultramarine blue was literally more expensive than gold. Artists saved it for painting the robes of saints and royalty, especially Mary, Mother of Jesus. Why? Because blue symbolized depth, truth, and protection. Wearing it meant you were worth preserving. Imagine that. You walk into a coffee shop wearing that same shade, and suddenly you're exuding centuries of sacred energy, and your only agenda is a cappuccino. Experts still debate. Does royal blue influence perception because of historical associations? Or does it tap into something primal like the color of deep water or a twilight sky? But hey, you don't need a psychology degree to know what it does. You've seen the double takes. You've felt the stillness when you speak. You've heard the compliments that start with, "I don't usually say this, but..." Here's a funny moment. You're at a dinner party. The lighting's low, the wine's flowing, and someone says, "Wow, you look so..." elegant tonight. They don't know it's the same blouse you wore grocery shopping last Tuesday. They just see the royal blue. And it doesn't look like you're trying. That's the magic. It doesn't scream. It just stands there like a calm ocean with secrets underneath. So next time you're reaching for something safe, maybe go royal instead. Ditch the beige. Ignore the black. Let your outfit say what your face doesn't have to. You're not trying to look younger. You're showing that time has only refined you. And when a man looks at you in that moment, he doesn't see an age. He sees presence. He sees a woman with depth, with layers, with a story. And the most magnetic part? You're not asking him to read it. You're letting him wonder. The door clicks softly behind you as you enter the lounge. The lighting is low. Jazz hums from the corner, and your outfit tonight's smooth, silky, and a gentle shade of emerald. Green catches the ambient light just enough to glow. It's not loud, not overdone, but heads turn. Not because of shimmer or skin, but because something about you feels alive. That's what emerald green does. It's the color of fresh starts, bold hearts, and quiet confidence. And when an older woman wears it, oh, it's a full renaissance. You're not just walking into the room, you own it like you built the foundation yourself. There's something about green that makes people lean in. According to studies in environmental psychology, green evokes a sense of safety, vitality, and warmth. It reminds the human brain of nature, growth, renewal. That's why spas, wellness centers, even social media apps use it to relax and attract. But emerald green? That's not relaxation. That's magnetism. There's an unspoken boldness when you choose emerald over neutral tones. It says, I'm not here to blend in. And the kicker? You're not trying to be noticed. You just are. You might not know this, but in ancient Egypt, emeralds were symbols of fertility, eternal youth, and even divine protection. Cleopatra herself was obsessed with them. She reportedly crushed emeralds into powder and used them in her eye makeup. Dramatic? Sure. But the queen knew what she was doing. Fast forward to today. You're not smearing gemstones on your face, but you are channeling that same fearless energy when you wear the right green. It's sophisticated, earthy, a little mysterious. Like you've got a story and you're not in a rush to tell it. The truth is, men often find green unexpectedly attractive. Not in a look at me way, but in a why can't I stop looking way. It plays with the mind. A man might catch a glimpse of you from across the room and spend the next half hour wondering why you feel familiar, why you make the room feel warmer. He doesn't realize it's the emerald green dress, catching just enough light as you raise your glass, smile, and lean into conversation. Here's something quirky. In color experiments, participants often associate emerald green with balance and intelligence traits that grow stronger with age. You're not trying to keep up. You're ahead of the game, and you look like it. Experts still argue whether green's allure comes from its connection to nature or status. In medieval times, only the upper classes could afford to dye fabrics green properly. It was labor-intensive and expensive. So yes, your choice of color does echo centuries of quiet power, and it doesn't stop at dresses. Think of emerald silk scarves, suede pumps, deep green nails. Each piece adds a layer. Not flashy, but undeniably elegant. You ever notice how people compliment green differently? Oh, that color looks amazing on you. Not just the outfit, you. It's personal. Like the color makes your eyes pop, your skin glow, your presence expand. One time, you're walking through a hotel lobby, just heading to dinner. nothing dramatic. A man holds the door longer than necessary, glances over twice, and finally says, "That's a stunning color." He doesn't know what to call. You do. It's emerald. You don't need to chase attention. You walk in wearing it. And here's the wild part. Green also represents self-compassion. The heart chakra in Eastern philosophy. Green, it's the color of inner peace, which somehow reads as outer strength. When you wear emerald, it's like the world gets a peek at your calm confidence, and they want in on it. So next time you're getting dressed and thinking, maybe I'll just wear black again, Stop, pull out that green piece, the one you've been saving. And remember, you're not trying to turn back time. You're proof that time's been good to you. And as for him, let him wonder how you make a color look like a secret. You're browsing through your closet on a quiet Sunday morning, coffee in hand, sunlight draped across your shoulders. Most days, you'd reach for something easy, neutral, but not today. Today, you want something soft, but striking. A color that doesn't try too hard, but still makes people double-check. You pause at it. A soft, glowing lavender, you slip it on, and instantly there's something different. Calmer, cooler, a touch of mystery that wasn't there a moment ago. You catch your own reflection and smile. Lavender doesn't shout. It lingers. This color, light purple, kissed with silver, has always existed on the edge of power. It's dreamy and gentle, sure, but don't be fooled. In the right setting, on the right woman, it becomes unforgettable. There's something uniquely attractive about lavender on older women. It's graceful, romantic, even a little playful. It doesn't scream, "Look at me." It whispers, "If you do, you'll be glad." Psychologically, lavender triggers calm, nostalgia, and imagination. It reminds people of springtime, fresh linen, delicate perfume bottles, and that one moment in childhood when everything felt weightless. So when you walk into a room wearing lavender, men don't just see you, they feel something around you. And they don't even know why. Fun fact. In Victorian times, lavender was associated with devotion and subtle femininity. It was considered the perfect compromise between too bold and too bland. And women of higher society often chose it during their later years as a mark of sophistication and refined taste. You, right now, are channeling that same energy without even trying. You stroll through the bookstore, running your fingers along hardcovers and paperbacks, and someone in the cafe area catches your silhouette in that lavender blouse. He can't help but look again. There's something about the way it rests on your skin, the softness of the color against the strength of your presence. You see, lavender plays a psychological trick. It's gentle enough to make you approachable, but rare enough to make you unforgettable. Even marketers have studied it. Brands use lavender when they want you to feel both calm and curious. It doesn't demand trust, it earns it. Just like you, experts still debate whether lavender's effect comes from its floral associations or from its rarity in nature. But either way, when you wear it, you don't look like you're chasing youth. You look like you've mastered it. And here's a little secret. Lavender pairs beautifully with silver jewelry, white pearls, or soft gold. It flatters silver hair like a spotlight on silk. It brings out the warmth in your skin, no matter your undertone. And when paired with a soft smile and eye contact, dangerous, the good kind. Imagine this. You're at an art gallery. The walls are white, the crowd dressed in black and gray. You, however, chose lavender. And suddenly, you're not just part of the scene. You're the most memorable piece in the room. Someone comes up to ask about the painting, but they're not looking at the painting. They're trying to get close to you. And you know it. That's lavender. It doesn't overwhelm. It intrigues. And maybe the best part, it feels good to wear. Soft on the eyes, soft on the soul. The kind of color that reminds you that beauty isn't about volume, it's about tone. So next time you're planning what to wear for brunch, that weekend trip, or just a stroll downtown, don't overlook the power of subtlety. Reach for lavender.let. The younger crowd wear their neon and nudes. You've earned your palette, and as you pass by, don't be surprised if someone turns, blinks, and says, "Wow, there's something about her." They'll think it's the lighting. But you'll know there's a quiet kind of danger when you wear deep burgundy. Not the flashy kind that shouts from across the room. No, this is the kind of energy that walks in behind you, lingers in the air, and makes people wonder if they've just missed something important. You throw it on, maybe it's a fitted blazer, maybe a silky blouse, or just a perfect burgundy lipstick, and suddenly the atmosphere shifts. Even you feel it. Stronger, sleeker, a little untouchable. Burgundy is red's older, wiser, more mysterious cousin. While bright red is bold and obvious, burgundy is the quiet threat. It says, "I don't need to impress you, you'll figure it out." And figure it out, they do. Especially men. There's something about this shade that ignites attraction without the theatrics. Psychologists say that burgundy combines the passion of red with the grounded energy of brown. So you get heat and stability, fire and roots. It's the perfect balance. For a woman who's lived, learned, and no longer needs permission to take up space. Historical side note: burgundy used to be a luxury color available only to nobility in medieval Europe. Dyes that deep were expensive, reserved, elite. So when you wear it today, you're still pulling on that same royal thread. Except now, you wear it your way. Here's a little known fact. In early Hollywood, actresses in their prime often wore burgundy on camera to command attention without looking too young or too mature. It was the sweet spot, the color of smolder, not sparkle. You walk into a room in burgundy, and it doesn't matter what anyone else is wearing, you own the mood. It's the color of a last glass of wine at midnight, of jazz in a dark lounge, of velvet chairs and candlelit laughter. Men notice it because it makes them feel something they can't place. A little intimidated, a little impressed, a little like they need to get their act together just to start a conversation. Picture this. You're at a rooftop event, skyline twinkling behind you, and someone walks up just to say, "Wow, that color is incredible on you." It's not a pickup line. It's instinct. Because burgundy doesn't flatter everyone. It selects. And when it chooses you, it elevates you. Experts still argue whether burgundy's impact is visual or emotional. Is it the depth, the richness, the subtle power? But here's the thing, they're overthinking it. You already know how it feels. You put on that shade, and it's like slipping into a secret persona. One that doesn't chase. One that attracts by simply being. And don't get it twisted. This isn't about being sexy for someone else. It's about being magnetic for yourself. Because when you wear burgundy, you're not trying to be noticed. You're reminding the world that you've never stopped being worth the notice. It's the color of women who've stopped apologizing, who have history in their eyes, clarity in their voice, and that sly half smile that says, "I know something you don't." Funny moment. You're at a dinner, telling a story, everyone's laughing. The wine is flowing, and someone stops mid-sip just to say, "Seriously, you look like a movie star tonight." And they're not wrong. Because in that lighting, in that color, with your confidence exactly where it should be, you are the main character. So next time you're wondering what to wear on a date, a dinner, or even a night alone with good jazz and better wine, go deep, go bold, go burgundy. Let the rest of the world figure you out one stare at a time. You toss your keys on the counter, kick off your shoes, and catch a glimpse of yourself in the hallway mirror. Your blouse tonight? Soft blush pink, not baby pink, not bubblegum, but that muted, barely there shade that somehow makes your skin look lit from within. You lean in a little. Yeah, this color knows exactly what it's doing. Blush pink is deceptive. It looks sweet, innocent, even quiet, but on you, it's a power move dressed like a compliment. There's a reason this color turns heads, especially on mature women. It's the contrast. The unexpected softness paired with experience. It's like a whisper laced with history. You don't have to say much, blush does the talking for you. Psychologically, pink is associated with comfort, warmth, and approachability. But when worn in soft, toned-down versions like blush, it taps into something deeper. It creates calm, signals emotional intelligence, and exudes a kind of graceful self-possession that no loud color ever could. Men notice it because it disarms them. Not in a "she's cute" way, more like, "She makes me feel safe, and I don't know why." You know what's wild? In the 1970s, psychologists experimented with drunk tanks in holding cells painted pink and found that aggression decreased. The color literally cooled tempers. Now imagine what it does when wrapped around you. You show up to a late brunch in a blush pink silk shirt and pearl earrings. The sunlight hits just right. You don't have to make a scene. The scene already adjusts to you. It's not about trying to look younger. It's about knowing the value of softness in a world that constantly pushes hard edges. Some experts still debate whether blush pink's effect comes from its proximity to skin tone or its association with maternal comfort. But you just know it works. Here's a fun moment. You're standing in the wine aisle, trying to decide between Cabernet or Merlot when a man pauses near you. He glances once, looks at the bottle in his hand, then casually says, "Excuse me, do you know if this one's any good?" He's not really asking about the wine, it's the color. It pulled him in because blush pink softens the space around you. It creates an aura. And in a world full of noise, that's magnetic. Want to hear something ironic? In ancient Rome, pink wasn't even considered feminine. It was just a variation of red, which meant strength. Over time, society boxed it in, but women like you are pulling it right back out. You wear it, and it says, "I'm at peace with myself. I've got nothing to prove. I've already won." It pairs perfectly with delicate gold, rose-toned accessories, and even leather if you're feeling like mixing softness with edge. Picture blush with a camel coat, nude heels, or even white sneakers. Now that's range. And let's be honest, the world notices when you dress in contrast. You, this radiant, wise, commanding woman in a color so gentle, it feels like the world should lean in and lower its voice. It's a reminder. Soft doesn't mean weak. It means controlled, curated, intentional. So the next time you're headed out, coffee, gallery, dinner, wherever, and you're not sure what energy to wear, choose blush pink. Let them underestimate you for 5 seconds. Then smile and own the rest of the evening. Because when the storm wears silk, the room gets quiet. And stays that way. It's one of those breezy afternoons. The kind where the sky feels too blue to be real, and the air tastes like freedom. You step out wearing emerald green, and just like that, the world seems to pause for a second. People glance, some stare, and deep down, you know exactly why. Emerald green is not shy. It's not trying to blend in. It's the color of presence. There's a lushness to it, a sense of wealth, not just of money, but of soul. It wraps around you like nature's crown jewel, making you look grounded and glowing at the same time. And when men see it, they feel like they're looking at something rare, alive, and completely out of reach. Psychologists say green is associated with balance and renewal, but emerald specifically evokes envy, ambition, and allure. It's the color of rebirth in spring, of deep forests and hidden magic. When you wear it, you don't just enter a room, you reset the mood. Fun fact: in ancient Egypt, emeralds were prized not just for beauty, but for their supposed power to protect and renew youth. Cleopatra herself was obsessed with them. She even claimed a whole mine for her personal collection. Now imagine what that same energy looks like on you. You walk into a jazz bar in an emerald wrap dress. Low lights, soft saxophone in the background. And even though you're not the loudest, even though you're not even trying, something about that color tells the room she knows who she is. Men notice because emerald green is a visual paradox. It's cool and passionate. It's fresh and ancient. It says, you can come closer, but only if you're bringing something real. There's even debate among experts. Some argue emerald flatters most skin tones because it brings out the eyes, while others say its appeal lies in how it contrasts with the chaos of modern, muted wardrobes. But again, you don't need a study, you feel it. This color doesn't just sit on your skin. It amplifies you. It's that rare balance of luxury and nature, of depth and clarity. The kind of color that makes you feel like you could say everything without saying a word. Picture this. You're walking through a street market. Everyone's moving fast, distracted, phone in hand. But someone slows down, literally bumps into someone else because you just walked by in that emerald green blouse. They blink like they've seen something out of a dream. And maybe they have emerald green doesn't demand attention. It draws it. You feel elegant, but not stiff. Alive, but not flashy. It gives you that sharp glow vibe, like a perfectly cut gemstone in a world full of costume jewelry. It pairs like a dream with gold accessories, natural textures, deep browns, or even black leather. But the real trick: wear it with your favorite lipstick and a knowing smile. That's when it becomes dangerous in the best way. And let's not forget the psychology of it all. Green calms the nervous system. When others are near you, they feel steadier, more grounded. And that sense of inner calm is wildly attractive, especially in a world constantly on edge. You're not wearing emerald green to turn heads. You're wearing it because you've become the kind of woman whose silence speaks volumes. So next time you need to feel powerful but rooted, magnetic but effortless, you know what to reach for. Put on emerald. Let them think you're mysterious. Let them wonder how you do it. And then, don't tell them. The door closes behind you with a soft click. The air smells like cinnamon and old books, some cozy cafe you stumbled into by accident, maybe. You're in navy blue tonight, and something about it just works. Not flashy, not loud, but commanding in the quietest way possible. This isn't your average blue. This is the color of authority dressed as elegance. And on you, it's irresistible. Men might not always understand why they look twice, but they do. Because navy is the shade of someone who doesn't raise her voice to be heard, she just speaks. And the world leans in. Psychologically, blue symbolizes trust, intelligence, and calm. But navy takes it further. It carries depth. Like the ocean at midnight. Like the uniform of a captain. It signals that you've been through things. That you carry stories. That your silence probably has plot twists. There's a reason the military, pilots, CEOs, and even high-end schools choose navy. It commands respect without ever needing to shout. And when it's on you, it adds something magnetic. Mystery wrapped in class. Here's a surprising history bite. In 1748, the British Royal Navy made this color part of their official uniforms. It was dark enough to look clean longer, but stylish enough to distinguish their power. And it stuck. To this day, navy doesn't just describe a color, it describes rank. So yeah, when you wear navy, you're channeling centuries of strength. But you're adding your own twist. Poise. A little known fact. In fashion psychology, navy blue is one of the few shades that consistently ranks high for both approachability and dominance. That's rare. Usually you get one or the other. But with navy, you walk in like a leader and a confidant. Men pick up on it, even if they can't explain it. It's the "how does she always seem so pulled together" effect. Picture this. You're at a networking event. Glass in hand, navy jumpsuit tailored just right. Someone starts a conversation and ends it with, "I feel like I could trust you with anything." And they don't even know your last name yet. Experts still argue whether navy's power comes from its visual weight or its cultural legacy. But deep down, they all know it's the feeling. The grounded, graceful, grown-up vibe. The kind of energy that doesn't chase validation. It's the color of late-night decisions and early morning wins. Of clean lines, bold moves, and conversations that go deeper than small talk. You don't wear navy to stand out. You wear it to stand above. Pair it with silver if you want that cool tone magic. Or gold if you're feeling warm and a little regal. Throw in some white if you want it crisp. Or a pop of red for contrast. But honestly, even on its own, navy carries enough weight to hold a whole look. And the best part? You don't have to try hard in it. Navy does the heavy lifting while you just exist, glow, and speak with that measured voice of someone who's figured things out. Maybe that's why it's so attractive to men. It signals security. Not just the "she's safe" kind, but the "she knows who she is, and she's not looking for approval" kind. It's mature, but not old. Powerful, but not aggressive. Timeless, but never boring. So the next time you want to make a statement, without even raising an eyebrow, slip into navy. Let them come to you. Let them wonder why your presence feels like a blueprint for success. Because when you wear navy, you don't chase the moment. You are the moment. You're sliding into a smoky jazz lounge, the low hum of a saxophone swirling through the air. Tonight, you're cloaked in classic black, but not the plain, run-of-the-mill black everyone expects. No, this is a black with a twist, something velvet or satin that catches the light just enough to whisper secrets when you move. Black, the eternal enigma. It's the color of mystery, power, and let's be honest, effortless cool. Men notice black because it commands without demanding. It's the shade that suggests you have layers, stories, and maybe a few wild chapters tucked away. The black. Dress or blazer isn't just clothing, it's armor and invitation all at once. Psychologists have long noted black's dual role. It's associated with authority and sophistication, but also rebellion and the unknown. Wearing black says, I've got control, and maybe I'm hiding a little chaos. And that's the kind of complexity that's endlessly magnetic. Fun historical tidbit. In the Renaissance, black dye was expensive and difficult to make. Only the wealthy or powerful could wear rich black garments, which is why the color became synonymous with status and seriousness. Even Queen Elizabeth I favored black for its dramatic and commanding presence. So when you slip into black today, you're tapping into centuries of boldness. Here's a lesser-known fact. Some studies suggest that black can make people appear more dominant and confident. But what's truly fascinating is how it enhances the wearer's self-perception. It's like a psychological power boost, a secret confidence potion. You step into the room and instantly, people take notice. It's not just about looking sleek. It's about the attitude black gives you. It's the difference between walking and gliding, between blending in and standing out without a single word. Picture this. You're leaning against the bar, a subtle smile playing on your lips, dressed in a black velvet blazer. A man approaches, clearly drawn by your aura, and says, "You look like you've got stories worth hearing." And maybe you do. Experts still debate why black is universally alluring. Some say it symbolizes the unknown. Others argue it's the association with elegance and formality. But the truth? Black is a canvas. It's the background against which your personality paints itself bold and bright. Mix black with a splash of red lipstick, or keep it monochrome with silver accessories. It pairs with everything leather, lace, denim, yet never loses its edge. There's a light joke among stylists. Black is the color that makes you look thinner and more mysterious, but also like you're ready to take over the world. And honestly, they're not wrong. When you wear black, you're not just dressing, you're making a statement that says, I'm here, I'm complex, and I'm not afraid to be seen. So next time you want to own the night without trying too hard, reach for black. Let it do the heavy lifting while you own the spotlight, with just a glance. Because black isn't just a color, it's an attitude. You're stepping into a sunlit gallery, the faint hum of conversations blending with soft classical music. Tonight, you're wearing mustard yellow, that unexpected pop of color that feels like a vintage photograph brought to life. It's warm, bold, and somehow both retro and modern all at once. Mustard yellow is a wild card. It's the color of confidence wrapped in a quirky smile. And on you, it's pure magnetic energy. Men notice mustard because it's different. It's not the loud neon yellow that screams for attention. It's a deeper, earthier tone that suggests creativity, boldness, and a playful spirit. It's the shade that says, I'm comfortable being myself, and that's pretty irresistible. From a psychological standpoint, yellow is linked to optimism and energy, but mustard adds a layer of maturity and sophistication. It's like sunshine filtered through a vintage lens, warm, inviting, but never childish. Historically, mustard yellow has roots in the 1960s and 70s fashion, symbolizing rebellion and artistic flair. It was the choice of icons who didn't follow trends, they set them. Think retro chic meets modern confidence. Here's a fun fact. Mustard yellow was often used in classic film costumes to make characters stand out without overpowering the scene. It's the perfect balance between subtlety and statement. You enter a room wearing that mustard blouse, paired with dark jeans and ankle boots. The contrast draws eyes not just because of the color, but because you wear it with such ease. It's like you're saying, "I'm here, and I'm unapologetically me." Men sense the energy behind it. Mustard yellow exudes warmth and curiosity, making you approachable but intriguing. It invites conversation, laughter, and maybe a little mystery. Experts still discuss whether mustard's charm lies in its rarity or its psychological impact. But you don't need a study to know that when you wear mustard, you own the vibe. Pair it with navy or black for a sharp, stylish look, or with earthy tones to bring out the warmth. Add gold jewelry to highlight the richness. And let's not forget the irony. Mustard yellow can brighten the dullest days, but also looks stunning under dim lights, making it perfect for everything from brunch dates to evening events. So, next time you want to surprise everyone and yourself, reach for mustard yellow. Let it remind you and the world that confidence isn't always loud. Sometimes it's a warm glow that lingers, because when you wear mustard, you don't just stand out. You shine. You're wandering through a sun-dappled park, the crisp breeze lifting the hem of your skirt. Today, you chose rich burgundy, a color that feels like velvet wrapped around a secret. It's deep, luxurious, and hints at stories waiting to be told. Burgundy isn't just red, it's red with a history, with depth. Men notice burgundy because it carries a kind of intensity that's both passionate and controlled. It's the color of wine, late-night conversations, and moments that linger long after they've ended. When you wear it, you radiate warmth, but also a quiet power that's impossible to ignore. From a psychological perspective, burgundy represents ambition, sophistication, and confidence. It's not flashy like bright red, but it holds the same energy in a more refined, mature package. Historically, this color was favored by royalty and nobility, symbolizing wealth, power, and dignity. The dye was costly, reserved for those who could afford to display their status without a word. Imagine the Renaissance courts, where nobles in rich burgundy robes moved with grace and authority. You channel a similar energy when you wear this shade, grounding yourself in a lineage of strength and elegance. A little-known fact: burgundy has been linked to enhanced creativity and focus, making it a perfect choice when you want to command attention while staying centered. Picture yourself at a gallery opening, draped in a burgundy dress with subtle gold accents. The room seems warmer when you enter, not just because of the color, but because you bring a calm, compelling energy. Men sense that you're someone who's been through it all, who carries stories that invite curiosity. Burgundy is the silent invitation to lean in, to listen, to discover. Experts often debate whether the appeal of burgundy comes from its visual richness or the emotional depth it conveys. But either way, it works. Pair burgundy with cream or black for timeless elegance, or try it with soft blush pink for a modern twist. Add leather boots or a sleek clutch to balance the look. And the best part? Burgundy is as versatile as you are. Whether it's a casual coffee or an elegant dinner, this color molds to the mood, amplifying your natural confidence. So, the next time you want to wear something that's both powerful and inviting, reach for burgundy. Let it remind you that strength isn't always loud. Sometimes it's a deep, slow burn. Because when you wear burgundy, you don't just attract attention. You captivate it. You find yourself in a bustling city street, neon lights flickering above, and the soft murmur of distant traffic wrapping around you like a soundtrack. Tonight, you're dressed in soft lavender, a color that feels like a secret. Garden tucked away in the middle of the chaos. Gentle, calming and unexpectedly magnetic. Lavender isn't just purple. It's the quiet cousin with a twist of mystery. And it whispers, "I'm here, but I'm not rushing." Men notice lavender because it's soothing yet intriguing. It's a color that says you're approachable but layered. You're the calm in the storm, the soft pause that makes people lean in closer. Lavender holds a gentle power, the kind that invites connection without overwhelming. Psychologically, lavender combines the stability of blue and the energy of red, but softens them into something uniquely balanced. It's linked to creativity, serenity, and emotional depth, qualities that pull others toward you without any effort. Historically, lavender was prized in ancient Rome and Egypt, not just for its scent, but also as a symbol of purity and grace. It was often used in rituals and healing, carrying a spiritual significance that echoes through time. A curious tidbit: lavender is often used in aromatherapy to reduce stress and promote relaxation. Wearing lavender clothing might not literally calm the room, but it certainly sets a vibe of peace and subtle strength. Imagine you're at a cozy cafe, soft jazz playing, sipping a tea that matches your lavender blouse. You don't have to say much, your color speaks for you. Men are drawn in, sensing your quiet confidence and creative spirit. Experts debate whether lavender's appeal lies more in its visual softness or the emotional atmosphere it creates. Either way, it's a color that makes you memorable without trying. Pair lavender with neutrals like beige or gray to keep it understated, or mix it with silver for a cool, modern touch. Add delicate jewelry or soft waves in your hair to complete the look. And here's a fun joke among color enthusiasts. Lavender is like that shy friend who surprises everyone with a killer talent, subtle but unforgettable. When you wear lavender, you're not just choosing a color, you're choosing to be a calming, intriguing presence in a fast-moving world. So next time you want to feel both gentle and magnetic, reach for lavender. Let it soften the edges while still holding space for your strength. Because when you wear lavender, you don't just blend in, you linger in their minds. You step into a lively brunch spot, sunlight pouring through the windows and laughter bubbling around you. Today, you're wrapped in crimson red, not the flashy fire engine kind, but a deep, seductive red that's as timeless as a classic novel. It's bold, passionate, and impossible to ignore. Crimson red isn't just a color, it's a statement. It's the color of desire, power, and confidence all rolled into one. Men notice crimson because it speaks directly to primal instincts. It's been shown time and again in psychology studies that red increases attraction. It triggers attention, excitement, and even a bit of awe. When you wear crimson, you're sending a message. I know my worth, and I'm not afraid to show it. Historically, red has been associated with royalty and the divine. Kings and queens donned red robes as symbols of power and wealth. Cleopatra was said to wear red lipstick to entice Julius Caesar and Mark Antony. In many cultures, red is the color of celebration and luck. An interesting fact: red can actually raise your heart rate when you wear it or when someone sees you wearing it. It's no wonder crimson catches the eye so quickly. You glide through the room, crimson dress hugging your curves just right. A man approaches, and you catch the flicker of admiration in his eyes. It's not just about looks, it's about the energy you radiate. The red enhances your presence, making every movement and smile more electric. Experts still argue about why red is so universally powerful. Some say it's cultural, others say it's biological. But they agree on one thing: Red commands attention. Pair crimson with gold jewelry for a royal vibe, or keep it simple with black heels and minimal accessories. It's versatile, perfect for a date, an important meeting, or a night out. A little humor for you. Some say red is the stop sign of colors. It makes people pause, but in a good way. And yes, you get to control the traffic. So next time you want to feel unstoppable, grab that crimson piece. Let it fuel your confidence and make your entrance unforgettable. Because when you wear crimson red, you're not just seen. You're remembered. You're walking through a quiet bookstore, the scent of old pages wrapping around you like a soft embrace. Today, you're wearing emerald green, a color that feels like the secret whisper of a forest glade. Deep, vibrant, and full of life. Emerald green isn't just a shade, it's an experience. It's the color of renewal, growth, and mystery. And on you, it's quietly captivating. Men notice emerald because it blends natural calm with undeniable vibrancy. It's the color of vitality and elegance, signaling someone who's balanced yet passionate. Wearing emerald suggests depth, connection to nature, and an inner richness that's hard to put into words. Psychologists link green to harmony, balance, and emotional healing. Emerald takes that a step further, evoking luxury and sophistication. It's the gemstone of kings and queens, symbolizing power that's as much about wisdom as it is about status. Historically, emeralds were treasured by ancient civilizations, like the Egyptians and Incas, who believed the stone held protective powers and even the ability to grant foresight. Wearing emerald green taps into that legacy of mystique and strength. A fascinating fact: studies show that exposure to green can improve concentration and calm the mind. Imagine carrying that calm, focused energy wrapped around you. Picture yourself at a weekend market, emerald scarf catching the light as you browse. There's a magnetic pull, a quiet invitation in your presence. Men sense that you're someone with stories rooted in strength and renewal. Experts still debate whether emerald's appeal comes from its natural association or its rarity. Either way, it's a shade that says you're grounded yet radiant. Pair emerald with creams or golds for a classic look, or with black for a bold contrast. Add simple jewelry to let the color shine. Here's a light-hearted thought. Emerald green is the color that says, I'm as rich in spirit as I am in style. And really, isn't that the best kind of wealth? So next time you want to embody grace and power without saying a word, reach for emerald green. Let it remind you that true allure grows from within. Because when you wear emerald, you don't just walk into a room. You bloom. You're stepping onto a softly lit rooftop city. Lights twinkling like distant stars beneath the night sky. Tonight, you're swathed in navy blue, the kind of color that feels like calm waves under a moonlit sea. Steady, deep, and endlessly captivating. Navy blue isn't just a neutral. It's the color of trust, intelligence, and quiet confidence. And on you? It's magnetic without trying. Men notice navy blue because it signals stability and sophistication. It's the shade of CEOs, deep thinkers, and those who lead without shouting. Wearing navy blue says you're someone who's grounded, dependable, and intriguingly complex. Psychologically, blue hues are linked to calmness and loyalty. Navy, in particular, carries an air of professionalism mixed with approachability, a rare combo that makes people feel both intrigued and comfortable. Historically, navy became the standard uniform color for many naval forces, symbolizing discipline and strength on the seas. The tradition stuck because navy blue projects authority without harshness, something that resonates deeply on a subconscious level. Here's a cool fact. Research shows people wearing blue are often perceived as more trustworthy and reliable. That's a serious advantage, whether you're meeting someone new or catching up with an old flame. Imagine yourself in a navy blouse or blazer, effortlessly blending the casual with the chic. The room feels calmer when you enter, like the quiet before a meaningful conversation. Men pick up on this, sensing the steady power you carry without needing to prove anything. Experts debate whether navy's attraction comes from its association with authority or its calming effect, but everyone agrees it's a classic for a reason. Pair navy with white for crisp contrast, or add a pop of color with a bright accessory. Silver jewelry complements its cool tone perfectly. And a little joke to end. Navy blue is like that friend who's always calm, collected, and somehow manages to be the life of the party without even trying. Pretty enviable, right? So next time you want to be noticed for all the right reasons, smart, stable, and effortlessly cool, reach for navy blue. Let it be your silent statement of confidence. Because when you wear navy, you don't just make an impression. You anchor it.